So Hawkman #1 from DC is it's an okay book. I'm not gonna say it was like my favorite read of the week because it wasn't, but it's interesting. It's basically the story of Carter Hall, who's the traditional Hawkman we know and love, from the JSA and the JALA kind of mixed together, you know. And it's basically a story of self-discovery. It's it starts off with Connor Hawk giving a little monologue, flying over the seas of was it Rome? I think it was Rome, and he's basically like looking for this ancient artifact that will help him like connect. They'll basically help him like see into his past and figure out some memories that he's lost, and because he's trying to like discover more about his past because there's some shady parts of it that are kind of hidden from him and he doesn't really understand it. So it's very much a story of self-discovery, trying to figure out his past, and that was kind of the problem with the story was that there wasn't a whole lot of meat to it. I feel like, and it would just they just kind of kept hitting us over the head with the same with the same themes. Like he kind of says the same thing over and over. He's like, I don't know who I am. I need to discover who I am. And just I was like, after a while, I was like, just find out who you are, dude. Come on, like. There is some beautiful art in this book, though, and there's a pretty good action sequence in the middle, basically him fighting this giant stone guardian of the that's guarding the artifact that he's trying to get it. I mean, all in all, I really don't know what was wrong with this issue, and it's kind of weird. Like, the art is really good. There's some good action in the story. Like, I like a lot of the narration. The narration seems like it's written well, and it seems kind of very soul searching, very deep, in its context. And even the dialogue, even a lot of the dialogue is pretty good, especially when the Hawkman's talking to this old friend of his that's part of like a family that's been helping him for years. Like it's every generation of the family helps him out because they owe him like a life debt from the great great grandfather or whatever. And I thought that was a cool concept. I always like those kind of concepts in books. But in the end, there was just something that didn't quite grab me with this book. I don't know if it's just that the other books I've read this week have just been so much more impressive to me, or it's just that I'm getting jaded or what. Because this wasn't a bad book. It didn't quite feel like as excited or as invested in the story as I usually do in comic books. Hawkman's not. Hawkman's never been my favorite character, so maybe that's what it is. I don't know. There is a cool little kind of reveal at the end where you kind of find out something about Hawkman's past that's actually kind of cool and different than what they usually do with it over the years. And this is definitely a setup issue. I mean, definitely. I mean, it'll probably get better as it goes. And there is like a little bit of like a mission statement at the end that he has to go and do like a grand journey. So that's gonna be interesting. Uh, but overall, it just it wasn't as good as I wanted it. I guess I wanted it to be, but it's still a really good book. If you like Hawkman as a character, go for it. I just feel like it's kind of repetitive with the story themes and stuff. But yeah, overall, it was a decent book. Check it out if you're interested in Hawkman. As always, thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys later.